Welcome back to the Build Show. So I'm your host, Ben Estrino, over here at the Empower Gaming Studio. And tonight, we're going to build, yet again, you guessed it, another PC. So if you haven't already gathered, we are going to be building a Micro ATX AMD build tonight. And it's going to be a birthday build for somebody special. His name's Chase. No Intel guy, Roy. Welcome to the Build Show. It is not an Intel build. Onra, welcome back to the Build Show. Sadie, sometimes welcome back to the Build Show. Like reminder, well, thank you. And then pushing the exclamation point build command to receive the build stats. We are live. I did not post it in the Discord, so if somebody wants to grab the link for YouTube and drop it in the Discord and scream at the top of their lungs, go for it. But tonight we're going to be building Chase's PC. His mom actually reached out to me and was looking at a much smaller budget, and we went back and forth and kind of weighed the pros and the cons of going for a lower budget system, which would have put us on an AIM-4 platform if we went AMD, and versus going with a little bit more budget to get on an AIM-5 platform. And this, I like to use this topic as an example, because with the mentality of we're spending a little bit more money now versus later, we are setting up the system for much better future upgrades. So the AIM-4 platform, which is originally what we would have been on with the original budget, would have made it so that if he went to go upgrade a CPU, he would have been limited to AIM-4 processors, which as time goes on, as you've already seen, are becoming more and more difficult to get because they're just not as widely as available as they used to be. For example, you really can't get any of the X3D chips without really doing some deal hunting, and even when you do find one, it doesn't really justify the cost of going to an X3D AIM-4 chip versus just moving over to the platform AIM-5 and then buying an X3D chip on the AIM-5 platform. It almost doesn't make sense now with the cost of them. So getting on the AIM-5 platform, he then secures future upgrades for at least the next 5 years. With AMD's track record and their history of having CPU support and new CPUs available for their past sockets for a tremendous amount of time, I would say at least 5 years we have with this platform. So with that being said, we had a pretty tight budget of putting this together, but I did make sure that we were on the AIM-5 platform, and she also wanted to make sure he had plenty of storage, so 2 terabytes is what we went with the storage. So it's a solid starting system to start out on. He'll be able to game, pretty much run anything he wants on it, and enjoy it to its fullest. And when the time comes for future upgrades, he'll be able to also upgrade. The only thing that I would have done different on this build is gone to an ATX build so he could build more into the system. For example, have additional M.2 slots, more of them on the board available. But with the budget, we had to trim some of the costs somewhere, and so we went to the Micro ATX system. Discord announced, thank you, Sadie, much appreciated. So with that being said, we are on the Micro ATX platform in a Micro ATX case, and that helped us kind of get into the as close as possible for the budget. But here we are. Let's go ahead and build Chase's new PC, which is, by the way, a birthday PC. This is not the Sunday birthday PC. Before we proceed here, I will update you on that situation. We're waiting on parts still. There are a few parts that were supposed to be delivered today that didn't show up. So unfortunately, we will not be building the Birthday Boys PC for tomorrow. But in my defense, the order was placed on Thursday, and I tried to get it here to make it all happen. I even went out locally and picked up a card so that we'd have all the parts here. So if everything showed up on Saturday like it should have, then we would have been able to build the PC and have it ready for them tomorrow. So, yes, Oysterhead, the RAM prices are up significantly, so that also makes it difficult to do anything with a PC right now. Like, GPU prices are coming down, but RAM prices are going up, so it's kind of like offsetting the price a little bit. Hey, what's up, Tony? Welcome back to the Build Show. Hello, everybody. I'm cranking punk rock, my favorite band, Teenage Bottle Rocket, watching you on the phone. Nice. Yeah, my go-to DDR5 doubled in price. Wild. Yes. So my go-to has been, because of the price, the Kingston Fury kit. Fury. I keep saying furry. It's the Fury kit. I have to say it like I'm German, apparently, to make it sound right. The Fury kit. And I am German, so maybe that works, but it's the Fury kit by Kingston. You can get 32 gigs still for about $139, I think it is. But if you go look this particular kit up on Amazon right now, it's back ordered, so delivery is out in like mid-November now if you order some. So if you are going to order some, order multiple and then have it on hand, I guess, if you do builds. That would be my only suggestion. Mind Fury. Yes, exactly. But no, it's a great kit of RAM. I do prefer to use G.Skill just because of their awesome RMA process and support process. G.Skill has always been top notch around that and super non-hassle. I mean, you just submit your RMA, for example, if you ever have to RMA RAM, and you know, I do a lot of builds here, so I will run across bad kits. So so the process is just super easy, and that's why I like G.Skill. And what's more goated, Kingston RAM or G.Skill RAM? Well, I think only because of the support difference, G.Skill's probably top notch. And that's why I would pick G.Skill over Kingston. But right now, because of the price and availability, G.Skill RAM is outrageously expensive, so I'm going to obviously pick the better price for the customer and go that route. But there's definitely nothing wrong with Kingston's RMA process. I just think G.Skill's process is super fluid. So you just go to their page, submit your RMA, punch in a serial number, proof of purchase, and then they're happy with it. And within like a day, it's already being shipped back to them for replacement. So really non-hassle. I don't have to like get on a phone or send them pictures or anything like that. Super easy. And I like that, especially being a smaller business owner. I don't like spending time where I don't have to be spending time. So I can spend more time doing builds. That's the idea. So anyway, let's go through the build that we're going to be building for Chase, and then we'll get started with it. So first off, we have a Ryzen 5 7600, which has got the 6 cores, 12 threads, maximum boost of 5.3 gigahertz on the AM5 platform. So I know it's a Zen 4 processor, but still a very powerful processor, and it's on the AM5 platform, so he'll be able to get up to Zen 5 if he wanted to later down the road. Thermalright contact frame, of course, we'll be using for the system. This is the AM5 V2 contact frame by Thermalright. And then we've got we already kind of talked about it, but the Kingston Fury 32 gigs DDR5, 6000 megahertz. And I believe this is CL30. It is CL30, of course. That's usually what I target. 6000 CL30 is like my base that I target. And then a 2 terabyte Samsung 990 EVO Plus for the SSD. You've seen me building with these a lot, and it's mostly because of the price, and these are really, really nice drives for the price. Next is the Thermalright Assassin X120 Refined SE Addressable RGB Cooler. We're going to be using that to cool the CPU, and we're going to be installing that, of course, on a Gigabyte Gaming Plus Wi-Fi, which is the B650M. So micro ATX motherboard going into a micro ATX case, which is the Oculus Aqua 3. Oculus Aqua 3. Then we have a 650 watt 80 plus gold power supply, not a modular power supply, but we'll have all the connections that we need, the systems. And then this is actually an AMD Radeon RX 7600. It just got stickered out by, of course, Amazon when I ordered it. So great. And this is the Swift 210. I call it Swift, but it's SWFT, Swift 210 model by XFX. So that is the build tonight that we're going to be doing. I know I talked about maybe doing multiple builds, but unfortunately, I didn't start as early as I wanted to. And two, birthday boy number 2, that was supposed to be for tomorrow, parts are missing. So that would have been the other build that I had to do. And then the other build, well, timing is not the greatest right now. So we'll probably pick that up on Monday, but that means we're gonna probably be building throughout the week next week. So literally almost every single day next week has a build stream scheduled. So just means more of Ben throughout the week and PC builds. Ben, I'm with Fury's RAM all the way. Yeah, Kingston, there's absolutely nothing wrong with the RAM. It's just literally comes down to like the support process. G-Skill is a little bit more superior there, but definitely great performance in each one. And I would say they're almost identical. I have an Intel N95 16 gig DDR5 512 gig M.2 I bought for $150, and it runs my projector screen and another monitor in the front room, and I love it. And I'm assuming it's the NUC. Is that like a little NUC that you're talking about, Tony? Because those things are really cool. Those little NUCs. All right. So, without further ado, let's get this PC built. I know his birthday isn't, I think, until the end of the month. So we're thankfully ahead of the schedule here. At least when she needs it done by. So, you know, it'll be good to have this ready to go ahead of time, so then she can get it picked up and have it wrapped up and ready to go. So it'll be in a box, just for the record, Chase's mom. It'll be in a box, boxed up. So, but it will show that it's a dead giveaway that it's a computer build in the box. All right. Let's get started. So first off, I'm gonna get the board out. Oh, by the way, there's an update. Excuse me. There's an update from Amazon regarding the open box graphics card that was supposed to be a new graphics card that didn't even have a graphics card in the box. It had a Microsoft Xbox 360 power brick in the box instead of the graphics card. But they said that they would refund me instantly and I didn't have to return it. But I already started the return process. And as I was talking to them further about it, I was like, look, this has been happening a lot where I'm getting a lot of open box stuff that shouldn't be open box. And I think somebody's tampering with your stuff at your warehouse, and I really think you guys should open up an investigation and start looking into this. So they want the product that I received in the box, packaged up, sent back to them. So I'm going to send it back to them. They are going to do an investigation to figure out what's going on with or trying to find out why I'm getting all these open box products. Tony coming in with 5 gifted memberships. Holy smokes. Well, that's really cool. Cat Nerds got gifted a membership. Ant-Man got gifted a membership. Mike Thompson. Wick Fams. Those are all really cool people. What? At least they made it right. Yeah, Well, I mean, because I started the return process already, they could not refund me instantly because they could have done that if I guess I called them first. But I already ordered a replacement card, so the process is already in play. But they said if it keeps happening, to call them first, and they'll deal with it. I don't know the brand name. I'll put it on Discord. Yeah, definitely. Definitely put the brand name on Discord. I'd be curious to check it out. But yeah, that was quite the crazy experience, Sadie. If you missed it, it was yesterday's build stream. Towards the end of the stream is when we came across when we were gonna go put the graphics card in the build. We found out the card was not a card at all in the box. It was quite crazy. Can't make this stuff up. So far, everything in this build looks like it's supposed to. The only thing is this was previously opened, but I can't tell if maybe that happened in transit or if it was actually open box. There's no real signs other than the stickers moved. It looks like somebody opened it, but we'll see. It's great because it's memory. But again, that was supposed to be a new product that I received. Obviously, it looks like it was open. Everything looks like it's in there. And I already checked the sticks, and they look fine, and they're the right sticks, so it's not like I'm missing anything. They also have the matching serial number, so it's not like a mix match. You know, somebody just replaced one and put it back in. So we're looking okay, other than the fact if it's got a problem. But I do have another kit here, the exact kit, so if this is a problem, I could just swap it out. Hey, what's up, Panna? Good evening, everyone from Greece. Welcome back to the Build Show. Vincent Design, hope all is well, Ben. See you soon. Yes. Awesome. Welcome back to the Build Show, Vincent. That might be worth more than the graphics card. You mean the RAM? I don't know if the RAM's worth more. All right, let's get zoomed in here, and we got to get this this build going. So lots of fun stuff happening here lately, you know. It kind of reminds me of when I was starting the business a long time ago. Amazon would ship a lot of their packages and send it through USPS a lot. And it was just causing nothing but nightmares and trouble here because USPS wouldn't deliver to me in the winter because of the ice and the snow. They kept telling me that my driveway was inaccessible. Well, my driveway, you don't have to deliver to my driveway. You have to deliver to my door. I even shoveled a path from the road itself directly to my door, so they didn't have to like tread snow or anything, and they still refused to deliver. And after calling and going to the USPS location several times, I finally said, you know what, my packages aren't being delivered. And they get held up over at the USPS store or location, so I have to go pick them up, which is fine. But with Amazon's system, I have no idea where they're at or that I'm supposed to go pick them up. So I have to just guess and just walk in there and say, hey, do you have any packages for me? So it was kind of a pain in the butt. So so what I did was I contacted the USPS federal level, and then I put in a claim that my packages were being stolen because I sent them all my tracking information where packages were just delayed in transit, and then they'd go missing in Amazon if I didn't go grab them soon enough over at USPS. And I was there like every other day picking up packages. So eventually I opened up a case saying that packages were being stolen, and I tried contacting USPS, the local USPS location here, several times. I talked to the managers, I literally talked to everybody in that building, and they still refused to deliver to my house. So after I opened an investigation saying that things were being stolen, because my packages wouldn't get delivered. All of a sudden, I get a phone call from a wonderful manager at the USPS location here in Lake Orion, and she was pissed. She was pissed beyond belief. But then I was talking to her. I'm like, look, I shoveled a path from the street to my door. You don't have to go to my driveway, which is, I know, icy. I know that. And if you're worried about carrying the packages here, I can give you my phone number. Just call me. I will literally walk up there and take the packages for you down, so you don't have to do it. You literally just have to deliver the package. That's all I need. I just need you to complete the service and deliver the package. I'll do the work at this point. I don't care. And she finally, calmed down after she was super upset about me making a claim that my packages were getting stolen. And agreed that was the right solution going forward. So I'm like, plus you don't have to have, 12 computer cases taking up all your space at your warehouse. I'm sure that's taking up space, because I don't know why Amazon kept pushing it down, pushing it through USPS, but they did. So anyway, that was quite an exciting chapter. I eventually convinced Amazon not to use USPS because even though we had an agreement from the USPS location, we still had missing packages and stuff, and I just got fed up with it. And I was like, I just called Amazon. I'm like, is there any way we could just remove USPS as a point of delivery service for my account? And they said, oh yeah, we could do that. And I had no idea you could do that. So I removed USPS as an option. So that forced them to use UPS, FedEx, or their own service. It was quite, quite exciting. I have a problem with my 8 months new PC. What's going on with your PC? I remember the fake AM5 chips on Amazon a while back. Yeah, I posted on that. I was warning people about those because, those are... It sucks because you couldn't even return it. Basically, your money was gone if you got hit with one of those, because the seller account would just disappear. Shouldn't be that easy to create a seller's account on Amazon, by the way, but it is actually pretty easy. I mean, you do need like a federal tax ID and stuff like that, and you got to go through like a verification process, which I am verified to sell on Amazon. I just refuse to sell on Amazon because of how much it costs to sell on Amazon. I thought about doing it. Thought about, buying up RAM from another country in situations like this, and then selling it for just a little bit more. Make a little bit of a profit, but not at the insane level that it's currently at. I'll especially do that when I have a local store. Official store location. Okay, so SSD, we're going to go ahead and get this installed. We do have a second M.2 slot on this board, which is great. That means you can add in another SSD later. But we've got our CPU installed, we've got our contact frame installed, we've got our 32 gigs of DDR5 RAM installed. Now we're going to install the 2 terabyte M.2 990 Evo Plus from Samsung, which is this guy. And it is a 2 terabyte 990 Evo Plus. Very fast, snappy drive. Gonna make boot times and in-game load times super fast. They had a great business locally right there with your packages. Yeah. Yeah, Panna, if you want to give me a little bit more detail on the issue, I'd be happy to try to help. Yeah, I guess my point is, I don't know why logistics is always a nightmare, but it is. It seems to always be a nightmare. Whether it's shipping, receiving, and 9 times out of 10 it's because it's a service that's out of your control. You can't really do anything about it other than complain when it doesn't work. So for a business and you're relying on that service, you feel kind of helpless at sometimes. So for example, when the parts didn't show up for this customer, and his birthday is tomorrow, and I know they placed the order on like Thursday or Wednesday. It was a really short notice. I tried, and the parts were supposed to be here. This is the first time something's been late all like month, so it's like, man, this sucks. You spend a lot of time and energy tracking all that stuff down when you shouldn't have to, I guess is my point. Well, actually, thought it was corruption, but ended up not. Oh yeah, no, I think actually there's corruption going on right now with the Amazon location, because the fact that I received a power brick instead of a graphics card. So we've established something fishy's going on locally around here. I told them to track down that LPN number that's on the box, which is open box return tracking, so they'll be able to track back who sent it back to them. And I'm like, that is your culprit. So they said they were going to do that. But I mean, it's a $320 graphics card that somebody feels like they got away with for free. Oops. I don't know why I'm doing this. Not yet. Too soon. This first. Today in the morning when I wake up, when you woke up, I want to push the power on my new PC in 1 minute. When going to Windows after 1 minute, it freezes, makes restart 3 times, and is stuck in an MSI logo and always. That is interesting. That sounds more like a bad SSD. Is there any way you could test the SSD? Anybody have any ideas other than like running a Hiren's boot disk? That's the first thing I would do. I have a Hiren's boot disk here, so I would honestly just launch the Hiren's boot disk, load it into Hiren's, which is going to be running off the RAM and the USB, not the SSD, and then run a tool to test the drive to see if it's failing. But it sounds like a failing SSD. That'd be my first go-to approach on taking a look at that. Or you got something corrupt with Windows going on. If the drive is okay. I mean, your main concern is if you have any important data on the drive, you want to try to back that up. So where's the ties? Ties? Not you. I'm sorry. Not you. I'm looking for zip ties. I know that's probably offensive. Yeah, cover your ear. Max hates me right now. Come on, man. Being rough. Okay, so with that being installed, our CPU cooler, our RAM, our SSD, our CPU, and our contact frame is all installed, we can move on to getting the case out. After 1 hour and a half, when coming back on, it's turned my PC on, doing the same problem, and the third time going to Windows without problems. After 1 hour, turned my PC because I had a job. Hey, Link for Hunter, remind me, I need to download some more RAM. I purchased a new scooter last month from Taiwan, brand new scooter, but under the seat it says made in China. Oh, that's confusing, very misleading, but probably a manufacturer that makes the scooter or assembles the scooter in China, but parts come from Taiwan. Probably is what's going on there. Yeah, Pan, I would test that drive. Honestly, that sounds more likely what's wrong with it is you've either got a bad SSD, you could have faulty RAM causing the problem as well. Didn't think of that until now, but that could be a possibility as well. So I would check the RAM and the SSD first. Yeah. This is the Oculus Aqua 3. The micro ATX tower. Got plenty of space inside of it for a micro case. Pretty sure I can support a 240. No. I would probably stick with an air cooler in this build, to be honest. But we have no intake fans on this, but you can install intake fans here at the bottom if you wanted to. What's nice about this is that the whole front and side bottom portions of the build is all mesh, so it can draw airflow in from underneath on the bottom. But that is the design, is it pulls the air from the top fans down below. Great little case. I built with it several times, and they work pretty well. I keep waiting for him to open up a PC case and just get a bag of sand instead. Yeah. When that day comes, I think I'll just stop, right? I think I'll just be done. Have to adjust some of these studs for the micro ATX motherboard. Add to and move one. Yeah, I think if that day happens, Troy, I'm just gonna leave the chat and never come back. If I open up a case and there's a bag of sand. I mean, cases are not that valuable. I guess maybe the height ones, height cases, that Bond brand, are really sought after. Really cool looking. I am gonna start using the HFON cases and builds to try one out. I did start my first run at Doom build, which is going to be a limited edition build. Any of you Doom players out there, I do have a Doom build on the website. You have to search for it. It's not currently being advertised if you wanted to order that. Some of the hardware is not yet available, but will ship, I think, towards the end of the month if you do place an order. One coming after 5 hours. I tried to turn my PC on again, and the same problem. After 1 minute, I see your device ran into a problem and needs to restart. We'll restart it for you. And down this message, I see this top code, driver PNP watchdog. That message I see on the bottom of the message told me about the restart PC, etc. And when I try after an hour to see if my PC will turn on, PC successfully turns on, and I see on the hard disk Sentinel 1 of hard drives having serious problem, 8 months hard drive, 8 terabyte drive. Well, that sounds more like the problem then. It sounds like you're having a storage issue that Windows is on. Nice. All right, get our front panel connections plugged in, and then we'll move on to a power supply. Fairly certain we have an RGB connection there. There, USB there. Or there was another fan connection all the way down here. Go. Got all our front panel connectors in. Now, I'm actually just going to drop a card in here, and we'll do the power supply. I take off the 8TB Seagate Barracuda hard drive, and it works fine at the moment. I'll see tomorrow what my PC is doing. Yeah, it sounds like you got a storage problem for sure, Pana. When you search Google, it didn't tell you. Maybe it was 2006, I'm not sure. I have a Harley Davidson. I have a GTJ. I have multiple computers. I have drum sets, bass guitars, amps. Everything is upgradable, and it drives me insane. Yeah, everything's got to be upgradable. It's how they get more money. I mean, if you're happy with it, just be happy with it. For example, I'm a guy that builds a crazy ton of PCs, some of which are super high-end builds, and I'm still running a 3070 Ti. So, if that says anything. I'm happy with it. Does what I needed to do. I don't need anything more. Oh, thank goodness it's not a brick. Actually a graphics card. Every time I open a graphics card going forward, I'm going to be concerned it's a brick now. Line it up and push it in. Just swap a bag of frozen peas in a box and send it back to Amazon. It works for everyone else. Apparently, that's the key. Is I can, you know what I could do? I could go through the efforts of like making wood RAM. You know, painting it up and make it look like RAM and put it back in the package and send it back to them. Apparently, you could do that. And then I'll resell the RAM for its actual RAM. You know? but I'll price it at like half the price that's currently out there, so it's more like realistically what it should be priced at. So I'd be like Robin Hood in a way. So everybody would love me, but I guess the rich people that you steal from don't love you. I'm joking, of course. Don't do that. That's dumb. Okay. So now we're gonna put a power supply in here and get that plugged in. Oh yeah. One thing. So if you build PCs for people, and you want a little PC building tip to avoid customers plugging in their HDMI, their display port up here on the motherboard, take the connector, the little black things that come out of the, or white things, whatever color they are, to come out of the graphics card, and plug them into these ports up here. It will defer them plugging in up here. They kind of make them see this and be like, oh, okay. Just a little tech building tip just to do that. Because I get a lot of phone calls when people go to plug these in. Even though I pointed out, I tell people, make sure you plug into the graphics card, not the onboard video. You know, and people go to set up, they're like, yeah, I don't know why I'm not getting any display. And I was like, did you plug it into the graphics card? Send a picture. And sure enough, it's plugged in up here at the motherboard. So, doesn't matter how many instructions I send with the PC, it still happens. Hey, didn't you get a notification? How's the stream going? Oh, you didn't get a notification. How's the stream going? Chef, welcome back to the build stream. Stream's going good so far. We're almost done. We just got to put a power supply in this one and do some cable management, and then we'll fire it up. You also have a Jeep. Nice. I'm not happy with it because I'm old and tired and can't keep up. Oh, yeah, because they require a lot of maintenance, right? Like, we used to have a Jeep too. That was like number one reason why we got rid of it, was because of how much work it was to keep it running nice. Okay, 650 watt, 80 plus gold going into this one. Any power supplies? What do you mean, any power supplies? Got the power supply right here. Maybe I'm confused. Extra. I do have a couple of used power supplies here. You need one? I think I've got like a 750 watt and or two 750 watts. They just don't have the newer PCIe 5.0. They're used as well. In the GPU box. Gotcha. No. So today, there is an actual GPU in the GPU box so far. So, we're doing much better than what we did yesterday, which sucked. Which I did provide an update earlier in the video, in this stream, but sorry, bad jokes. It's okay. It's a joke at this point. I mean, I guess we should make a shirt showing the brick that comes out of the GPU box. New slogan, don't get bricked. Make the B look like an F. Been there. Yeah. I think we all have at least once. Building piece. I saw that you were, looked like maybe you were getting ready to do another build, Chef. Weren't you? Saw your video talking about the new spray cooler. I think your channel's looking pretty cool. Yes, tomorrow. Yeah, if you ever plan to do a build, like while I'm streaming, make sure you get my attention, and I'll take the Twitch viewers and dump them over on your stream. I don't know if we'll ever build on Twitch at the same time, but if I ever do catch that, I will bring the audience over to you. I think that's called a raid. If I can figure it out, I'll do it. And we might be doing a build tomorrow, but I think it's going to be a Monday build. I don't know, we'll see. See how we're doing, because we're going to play a little bit of catch up today and tomorrow on everything we do have built, but I don't have ready yet. Then I've got a couple of pieces that came in for service, which is why I got started a little later today. I got to deal with those. Lots of cool builds coming up. More builds. Wait, if you're watching, your build is going to be later next week. Well, I think we have most of everything here for it. Just a matter of getting through the build schedule now. Almost tempted just to run it through a single channel. We'll do it properly. I need to get that plugged in before I plug around with it here. Right. No, I'm not using the mallet. He's like, oh, Ben's getting the mallet out. Got to play a game of Operation to get this EPS cable in. Holy crap. This is retarded. But I am done screwing around here. I'm just going to take the fan out, make it so I can get it in there, and then put the fan back in. Because right now the fan is kind of in the way. I'm going to get my hands in there to get this in. And then even if I could get my hands in there, it still doesn't want to latch. Tight fit. Note to self, put the power supply in first with buggy oil. Wow. What a pain. Finally got it. Okay. Where were we? Sweet, thanks. My Micro Center hooked me up with the new O11 Mini 2 case. Built-in. Nice. I'm cleaning everything and moving stuff around. I bought one of my 32-inch monitors out the front room, or you brought one out, to make room for my 34-inch OLED. I get it tomorrow. I'm so excited. Nice. You'll have to send us a picture when you get it set up, Tony. And let us know what game you're going to run on that first. Sure, you've got ideas. Games planned. Nice. Yeah, I wish my Micro Center hooked me up with stuff. But instead, they tell you you can't buy more than one AMD CPU, open box or new, in 1 month. So, am I still salty? Still salty. Do I still refuse to go to Micro Center? I still refuse to go to Micro Center. All over a stupid $55 or $47, sorry, CPU. Or 40, 50 something, I don't remember. Here we go. clean cable management. Decided to split it off here and make the route. I wish this was more squared, but there's just not enough cable to do that, so it is what it is. They did that to me when the 50 series was. I can understand the 50 series. Like, during that time, there was an actual shortage and it was difficult. I just cut them off completely until their corporate office wanted a review, and I explained why that would be a bad idea. Things have changed since then. Yeah. The individual store managers can bend the rules for business. Well, basically, at the desk, I was trying to go that route. Like, hey, it's basically the same thing as the customer walking in here and buying the product, except I'm doing it for them. That's really what's happening. There is no, I'm not making more money by buying your product and reselling it for more money. I think that's what they think is happening. But it's also, they look at it as the main reason why they have the CPU prices the way they do is to get you to walk in the door, because you have to buy it there in person, so they can talk you into purchasing their warranty. So that is the main reason why they have the CPU prices the way they do, with the intent and expectation that you will be purchasing their in-store warranty, which adds more. That's how they make their money. So when I don't purchase those warranties on any of the product that I buy, my account is flagged as a black account, one that does not make them money. I buy product from them, yes, I'll make them pennies on the dollar probably, but they're not making enough money. And I would actually go even out to say that they may not be making, they may be making negative profit when nobody buys a warranty when they buy that CPU. I cannot see them making money on the prices that they have, some of them. Maybe if you're just buying straight up the CPU, but I'm talking about the bundles. You're buying the bundles. Now, the bundles, limiting that to one person per month, that I can get on board with. That makes sense. It's a really good deal, and they're definitely losing out on that. But the CPU alone, one per person during a shortage, there's no shortage of CPUs. Nobody's buying insane, okay. I mean, I could buy the CPU literally anywhere else, so there isn't a shortage. And it was over a Ryzen 5 5500. Like, come on. And it was open box. So it was available literally to anybody. Could not be limited to one per person, including open box products. Open box products, they should be happy that somebody's coming in and buying it. They're not losing out on that. And the quicker that's gone, the better for a business. So it makes 0 sense. But anyway, I did try to talk to the manager, and the manager basically said he was not interested in talking to me, and the rule is the rule, and to go pound sand. That was the response I got from the manager. So there you have it. So if you wonder why I'm so salty, because Micro Center didn't even try. But when I go post it on X public, then they're like, oh, we can try to make it work. How about you go talk to your store manager at the Madison Heights location and go tell him to pound sand? Start there. Because that's what he told the customer. Not using those exact words, but that's basically what he told me. So if you're wondering why, what was it? I don't know, this past month alone, the amount of money that I spent on hardware was around $20,000, to give you an idea of how much just within the month of October. And we're at we still have 10 more days, or a few more days of October left. So I've spent about $20,000 or $25,000 in hardware, and none of that was spent at Micro Center. Now, if they're wondering why their sales are down, I'm sure there's a little bit of an impact. That's why. You can come watch this video and listen to my rant. Okay. Let's get this thing fired up so I can stop ranting about Micro Center. So Chase can watch his PC fire up for the first time. Now, I don't think Chase is actually here watching the build. So on behalf of Chase, because this is supposed to be a surprise birthday party or birthday gift for Chase towards the end of the month. So I'm pretty sure Chase is not here. But on behalf of Chase, who here wants to say, fire that up? Oh yeah, I'm boycotting Micro Center right now. Yep, that's how. I wonder if your ex-manager came to my store and became my Micro Center manager over here. When I say my, I mean the store in general over here at Madison Heights, Michigan. If anybody's wondering. Emotional damage. Is that what you typed in over there? Oh, you know, never mind. Forget that. Yeah, I've got some emotional damage. Definitely a possibility as we have a new manager. Go figure. I got my last motherboard from Woot, Amazon. Woot woot. Got my 9800 X3D from Best Buy. RAM from Amazon. The price was better than Micro Center bundle. Damn. That's impressive if you got a better deal for a 9800 X3D. Sadie, 44. All right, here we go, guys. We're going to fire this thing up. Who's ready to tell me to punch this button? Would help if I actually flip the switch. Anyway, we don't want them to. Some giant idiot. There's like nostalgic experiences there. At the same time, they help maintain like sometimes a decent price. All right. On behalf of Chase, happy birthday. This is your build. Please fire up. I'm just kidding. Where's the button? Okay. We are booting up. I'm gonna grab me bring it over here. There we go. We got a post. We're posted up. There is more RGB top, so it kind of gives it a little bit of RGB flavor. But there she is. Chase's build is built. Now we just have to get to do the BIOS, do the Windows install, make sure Secure Boot's enabled. I found that even though it should be enabled, it doesn't always get enabled, and you have to go play with it. So the checklist just grows. I feel like they're becoming Newegg. The last thing they want to do is become Newegg. All right. So that is Chase's build number 107 on the year. 107 builds, guys. How did we do it? I feel like that's a lot, even though it's not as many as we've done before. So, and I feel like we're going to double that number between now and the end of the year, or close to it. It's kind of what happened last year. We were floating around 100 or so last year in 2024 around this time of the year, and then like November and December happened, and we skyrocketed all the way up to almost 200 builds. So pretty good balance, I think. We're maintaining that many builds per year. Pretty good. Just need to find a way to increase that number. More builds. How do we get in front of more people that are buying PCs? And then we can take this to the next level. That is the question. All right, guys. So, with Chase's PC being built, and it looks absolutely amazing, I'm going to actually focus on getting this one and one of the other ones done that I have built that I don't have packaged up ready for pickup or shipping. So I've got some bench time to do on those, and then I've also got some computers that were dropped off today for service that I've got to tackle. So I'm going to call it a night here on just the one build, even though I know we talked about doing multiple builds. Main reason why is the birthday boy build for tomorrow. The parts aren't here yet. They were supposed to be delivered today, but they're now not showing up until Monday. So we can't even do the build. I'm missing half the parts. So that's a crappy situation, but of course, like I said, the build was, the order was submitted, I think, on Wednesday, late Wednesday. Parts were ordered Thursday, and it gave us very little time to get everything, like, together before Sunday, which is his birthday. So I think we should start with Chef. Start a beef with another PC integrator. We're actually planning to do, just so you guys are aware, we're planning to do a tech talk show on Wednesday this week. And that's going to be with Nerd, Chat Nerd, and then also another PC builder if he's still able to make it, which is going to be a great option. And Chef, if you want to join the panel, you're more than welcome to, or if anybody else would like to that has PC building experience and would like to talk in the panel about some of the topics that we have planned for this week, it'd be great. So the stream will be a little bit different on Wednesday, but because we're mostly going to be just talking and listening to other people posting stuff. So make sure you, if you have any questions that you want to ask during that panel, put together some questions. If you're out there and interested in throwing a question on the board, we'll do like a Q&A, I'm sure. At least that was kind of my plan for the structure of it, is start off with a few topics and then move into more of a Q&A section, and then maybe have some fun with reviewing some builds and making fun of them on like Facebook Marketplace or something. But I don't know. Sounds like a good time. So that would be Wednesday that we're currently trying to plan that out for. But the rest of the build schedule, Monday we have a build scheduled for a build stream Monday evening, and then we have Tuesday evening to finish build number 106 that had the power brick in the graphics card box. We have to finish that build, and then we will probably build the birthday boys build that was supposed to happen tonight on Monday as well. So we have two builds probably happening Monday. Well, one build for sure on Monday, and then maybe one and a quarter build on Tuesday, and then we have the tech talk on Wednesday, and then we have, last but not least, a Intel to AMD switch, which is a PC in for service that we're going to be doing, as well as a case swap. So it'll be a Height Y70 case, and that'll probably be a Thursday build stream, build show. Yeah, so looking pretty good. We got pretty much build streams all week, and then we have Friday, Halloween. I won't be available next week, Friday, because it's Halloween, and we'll be doing trick-or-treating with the kids and Mrs. Empower. And then the weekend, next weekend, I'll be at a wedding. So, and it's out of town, so I'll be out of town for the weekend. That's a band, sir. What? I'll be there wearing my Intel shirt. Oh, man. Yeah. It'll be a lot of fun on Wednesday, I think. It kind of like what we did before, but maybe a little more open and more conversation. So, anyway, lots of exciting stuff coming up next week. But tomorrow is NFL Sunday, so if you're into football, enjoy the NFL Sunday tomorrow. Get that red zone on. If you're playing fantasy football, may the odds ever be in your favor. All that good stuff. We'll be back on Monday evening for a build. So looking forward to that. Thank you guys for hanging out. Enjoyed everybody here. If you did want to join up on the Discord channel, if you're new here, and you wanted to hang out or during the times that I'm not live, you're more than welcome to join the Discord channel. It's !Discord in the chat to get the link to the Discord channel. And then from there, you can hang out. A lot of people game in the Discord channel. A lot of people post questions, or if they have issues, they like to post it there in the Discord channel. And it's not just me there. It's all these other fine folks, such as Some Giant Idiots and Cat Nerd and Roy, Sadie, Tony, Jeff. They're all in the Discord channel, and very smart guys that also know how to build PCs. So it's not always just me. It's just a collection of random dudes that like PCs. So kind of a community. Very nice. Yeah. Well, thank you for dropping that link, as always, Some Giant Idiot. All right, guys, we'll see you on Monday night. Have a good rest of your weekend. Thank you, everybody, for joining. Take care, guys.